What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with an honor review of Kandi and the Gang. Let's get into it. So, we pick up where we left off, which was Kandi and Todd asking Chandrika, do she want to be here? She says she do want to be here. Now, of course, they don't want to tell her where they heard her say that Todd and Kandi don't give a fuck about the restaurant, don't give a fuck about the business, they don't give a fuck about listening to other people's issues. They don't want to tell her. So she's like, who the fuck said that? Because I didn't say that. Now in the confessional, she did admit to have been saying things and talking shit about things, but the one thing that's really bothering her is how is it that they automatically know it's from her? Because like, they don't want to admit that Don Juan was snooping, saw it on the Ring camera, told Kandi and Todd. They didn't tell Chandrika, so they're leaving it all in a lay of mess. You know what I'm saying? So, but she wants to work. She wants to be there. It's just, I don't know why Kandi and Todd don't want to understand that it's completely normal for people to talk shit about where they work. I think I said in my last video, everybody complain about their work, but they arrive to work the next day. Smiles, doing what they're supposed to do, and then they come home and say, this was the worst fucking day of my life. I don't know why I can come into this job. I'm just done. I'm just tired. You know how many times I've had that conversation to my husband about how I'm so tired of this job. I just cannot wait to leave. I don't fucking leave. My husband, same thing. Babe, I'm just so tired. Like, I can't do this. Like, the whole entire time. But yet, we be packing for him to go on the road again. Because we know for a fact that he's going to go back to work. So it's completely normal for people to have such a negative or a venting motion of talking shit about their job. It's completely normal. So basically, after that, it's just trying to be better at letting us know the issues. Don't keep telling everybody what the problem is. Tell the owners, and we can figure out how we can resolve it. That's so funny though, Todd, because when y'all had the town meeting, they were telling you the issues. They were telling you the problems. You looked at them and say, I don't know what y'all problem. I don't know what. Do the job. Just do the job. That's all you gotta do. Todd, they can't do the job if they're telling you that there are things that's hindering them from doing the job. The whole thing with the trays. The whole thing with the food not being consistent. If it's on the reviews that the food at OG is not consistent when Melvin's not in the kitchen, that's something that needs to be addressed, because that's usually what makes the people come back at your restaurant, if the food is good. Now, the service is also a star as well. But as far as the food itself, you got to make sure that's on point, because your business will damn sure not work, and it won't succeed if your food is not coming out right. So Kandi and Todd feel like they dropped the ball with allowing their staff to get away with a lot of things. And they're hoping that the team building exercise will shape them. So the restaurant is doing great. And then we see a lot of people getting seated, but Chandrika is not at her post. And everybody was like, where is she at? Where's the host? Because Mama Joyce didn't even know what to do when she wanted to sit the people in. So Chandrika goes outside on the camera and says, I was ambushed by Kandi and Todd. And right now, they didn't want to tell me how they heard me say I didn't give a fuck about that they heard me say that Todd and Kandi don't give a fuck about the business. Now, I want to know who said that. Who said that? Who put me out there? And I want to find out. Let me get my Jessica Fletcher on and investigate to find out who the hell had my name in their mouth and why am I in trouble. Because at the end of the day, she going to go back to work. But right now, nobody say shit to me. Don't nobody say shit to me because I'm upset. Now, Chandrika said in her confessional, she do be talking shit, she do be venting, but how is it that at this point, right after the meeting, everybody's coming at her about how she's spewing negative things about the restaurant, as if it hasn't already been a problem anyway. Chandrika cannot be the fall guy for expressing honestly about how things are not getting done. So, Dom Unique, she goes over to Brandon's house. Brandon, your apartment was interesting. The gears on the wall, the structure of the building was extremely interesting to me, and I kind of like it. So, she go to his house. They talk about how meeting his parents was cool, and I was just trying to see how it can go. I wanted to be cute and everything. Brandon looked at it as a defining moment, that she did come at his party. She was nice. She looked beautiful, and his parents liked her. The initiative that she took made it seem as if, okay, she wants it. She wants to be with me. We're going to be in a relationship. So she wants to know what happened at the meeting she not attend. Now, I didn't say it my last video, but I do find it annoying that Dominique is always missing when things are important. She was 2.5 hours late for work because her dance rehearsal took over, and she also missed the town hall meeting because she had dance rehearsal. Now, I know Kandi and Todd are trying to be lenient to the fact that she does have another job, but when it comes down to her benefiting from the restaurant or learning how things are being moved, if there are new changes, new rules put in place, Dominique has to put the time in to be present. The fact that she got away with being late for work, missing out on the meeting, lets me know that Brandon definitely shows favoritism, as he's already been doing this entire time. So she wants to know what she missed. He said a bunch of nothing. He didn't miss much. It was great that you stayed. It was great that you called off. It was worth it. So she tells him that she got a gig. She's dancing in London next month. And he wants to know who it was. She said, I can't say it yet. I don't know all the details. I can't say the name yet. But then we pan back to Bravo. Bravo showing the bean footage that she told Kandi that she's dancing for Rick Ross. I was like, oh, okay. That's good. That's good. So right now she's been dancing professionally for the last 5 years. She loves it so much. It's her stress outlet. So then they're about to go eat. But in this scene, she's asking him, does he need help finding clothes? And they all getting all hugged up and close. And he's about to kiss. She said, don't do that. And then he sneaks in for a kiss. I said, y'all can go ahead and get out of my face with this shit. Y'all are damn near together. Y'all fucking already. We saw it last episode when y'all went into the cool room. You can miss me. And then, come on, Dominic. You playing in his face. And he's going to take it. Stop it. Stop it. Brian's at his apartment doing his business. He's been doing pop-up shops for his egg rolls. He got a friend coming over making him some egg rolls. And even though he loves the fact that he got suspended, but he needs to get back to work because it takes money to make money. So I still need my check from OLG to continue on with my business. I can't keep working off of just my own check that I am almost at the end of my last dime. So Chandrika comes over and she wants to get to gossiping, telling him about what's going on, but Brian wants to put her to work. So he's telling her to fold up these egg rolls and put them in the fryer. She said, first of all, if I wanted to do all that, I could have did that at home with my man. I came over here to gossip, to spill some tea, to have some laughs. I didn't come here to work. You always gotta have somebody doing some work, some labor. It's funny. So she told Brian that she almost walked out because the bosses came in to have a conversation. She thought it was going to be nice, but then Ty was sitting in the back, and then it became more serious. So it was said that she said that Todd and Kandi don't give a fuck about the business and da-da-da-da-da. And she said, who said that? They said, don't worry about it. We got eyes and ears. So he said, who you think said it? She said Patrick. Because Patrick looks like a snitch. That he do. He says she's one of those kids that be in the classrooms, and when an order is being put off and they put their cell phones up, he'll be that kid in the background and say, she still have her phone out. That's Patrick. Real talk though. But in this instinct, Patrick wasn't the one that snitched on her. Now I can definitely understand where she's coming from with thinking that Patrick snitched on her because he did that already twice. He snitched on Chandrika when they went out and vented about what's going on with the restaurant. He snitched on her again at the town hall meeting, telling Todd and Kandi that the food will be consistent based off of what Chandrika said. So it's like, it's not far-fetched though, but this time it wasn't him. We did see in the confessional, she don't know who snitched on her, but she puts Patrick as the main suspect. Then of course the team building exercise is coming up, and Brian was like, am I invited? She said, I believe you are. He said, I'll come. And if Phil comes correct, I'll come correct. If he comes incorrect, I will be incorrect. And that's that on that. So, after that, we're back at the OLG, the other OLG, because they have multiple chains of OLG in the area. They got the first OLG this street, and they got the second OLG this street. So, Philip oversees all of their franchises, including Blaze. So they're coming in to see how things working. Todd always feels happy. It's a new field. It's a new environment. So they want to have a conversation about the town hall meeting. He said, what did I miss since I wasn't invited? Todd said, you missed a lot of shit. It was a shit show. So basically, wanted to know how they feel about you managing people, because maybe you need to come out as somebody who is likable and not as a dictator. And then all Philip wanted to do was talk about how disrespectful Brian was. And the situation that Brandon dealt with Rashad and Brian being at the bar. But did anybody reprimand Brandon for eating at the bar too when he shouldn't have been? When he was needed on the floor? When Dominique was missing for over 2 hours and he told Brian to get behind the counter when he should not have been making drinks? So Brandon needs to be checked too on how his lack of managerial skills and his lack of only thinking that because he has a managerial hat, he can't get told, no, you can't do that. Miss me. Yeah, so Philip has such a disdain for Brian, and it's not really necessary based off of the talking back that Brian did. But to me, Philip, you was already in your bag about being mean towards Brian that I really can't understand why. He didn't do anything to you. Not to me, because it was the sarcasm, it was the disrespect, and Don Juan co-signed. He said Brian's always been defiant. So he expressed that Brian should be terminated 110%. I said, whoa. Come on now. Not necessary. Because I really don't understand what happened in that moment. I just can't get to it because Brian and Brandon, I believe from Brian, he said that I've always not respected Brandon as an authority figure because he doesn't have it. He is a pushover as hell. He allows his favorite person, Dom Unique, to get away with a lot of things. So I'm not going to give my respect to somebody who doesn't take his job seriously only for the people he's trying to impress. For Philip, oh God, I might have to take a stab at what Bonnie Blue said. Shout out to Bonnie Blue and Niecy Dixon. They feel like Philip has a level of, I can't even find the word, but it's basically he really don't like Brian because Brian represents the feminine, the over-the-top loud gay man, and Philip don't find it comfortable or don't find any respect of Brian being in the restaurant establishment because Philip is a masculine gay man, but he can come off as straight as well. He can be in a crowd with somebody and not feel different or not look as different because he has the same energy throughout and through. But having different personalities at a restaurant or any form of business is a good thing. And so what? Brian is loud, funny, goofy. It doesn't matter. He can still do his job. And Kandi don't like that she's hearing it because she feels like at the end of the day, if anybody that's not working how you want to work, you want to cut them off. And they've gotten great reviews about Brian. Brian has always been their best bartender. And she also don't like that people, Philip, pass off judgment from somebody that they don't really know. That's not cool. And all you got to do is just get him to be more manageable. It wouldn't be that hard. If for what he was used to in the beginning and he's going through his challenges, but he's coming back, just work with him. Like he said, all he needs is some fine tuning. That's all he needs. I don't have much you have for some disdain for somebody that you don't even try to know. And I feel, and Philip, like and Philip also says the only person who can object to Brian coming back is Brandon. Why? Brandon didn't even have the managerial skills to handle it from the first jump. He went crying to you. And you got mad that you had to handle Brian's business and made him towards your own hatred for Brian. Then he feels like maybe the older, no, did I write? No, that was Ty said. Ty got on my damn nerves this episode. Ty has no problem with how Philip is running things because Ty don't want people that he wants to be cool with. Ty wants people to do what he want to do. But that's not how it's going to work. You have to have some type of personable appearance and personable quality for people to want to work with you. You can't just work people and talk to them all types of crazy. You can't do that. You can't do that at all. Yeah, so basically we're not going to do that. So Ken's putting everything on the line for the team building event, and if Brandon's not comfortable with Brian coming back, then they're going to move forward with that. But Philip thinks that Kandi doesn't know or doesn't understand how much work it is to redirecting someone's attitude. And believes that Brian is set in his ways. No, you just don't like the fact that he's liked and he's recognized by pretty much all the aunts, all the customers. He has more of a history of being more of a likable history of being in the restaurant than you do. And you don't like it. Sorry for Torrin, he said he's not getting nowhere with Torrin. He said everybody's invited to the building event and see if they can get along. Torrin is the same thing. Torrin is another flamboyant, funny, gay man that Philip is either intimidated by or feel like I'm the only one that's supposed to be breaking barriers or breaking bounds. But at the same point in time, there's room for everybody in the community to move forward with things. It can't always be you. So your disdain for both of them is just really alarming to me. Chandrika, we're back at the restaurant and Dominique is excited about her London trip. Chandrika tells everything about what's happening. And she is trying to find out who said that I said that. She speaks to Brandon. Brandon's looking confused as to why she said that. When we know what's her on the phone, Brandon knows her on the phone. But then we look at the confessional, the picture. Brandon on the phone, Chandrika on speaker, Don Juan standing next to him. Now, I didn't see it at first, but I got a clear image. To me, this looked like that Chandrika called him, but Brandon put it on speakerphone and didn't engage in it while Don Juan was in it. Pretty much setting up Chandrika for getting called out for talking shit about the restaurant. And that's not cool whatsoever. Brandon, you ain't shit. It felt like it was a setup to me. So Chandrika's on her private eye. She finds Melvin and Patrick getting some juice and wanting to know who said that I said, I don't give a fuck about, Kandi and Ty don't give a fuck about the restaurant and da-da-da-da-da. Who said that? And they're looking like, what you mean? You accusing us? I'm asking the question. Patrick gonna say, listen, I ain't no rat. I ain't never gonna rat on nobody, especially family. Rat is not in my middle name. Patrick, you're fucking lying. Pastor, you lied right there. Because he said, man, I ain't never said nothing about you. Ain't nobody gonna want to talk about you. And all that and some. But you have said that they got a lot of things going on that they don't handle. I said they got a lot of stuff going on their end, not on the restaurant. Pastor, you can go to bed. Melvin said, this some bullshit. But Melvin, you can go ahead and sit down, baby. It had nothing to do with you. It's mostly of who the fuck said that I said that. That's what I want to know. So, since y'all gave me the answer, all I want to know who said it. Yes, I'm making the assumption. You said it, fine. You didn't. I'm going to move on. Good night. Dom, she's back at Brandon's apartment. They're going out to get something to eat. They're having a conversation about what's going on that she goes out to London next month because she's going to be going for a month. I want to know how much time does Dominique have saved or how much leeway does she have so she can be gone for a whole month and leave the bartender area empty. Is there another bartender on standby? Is she the main bartender? Like, is there anybody under her? Like, what the hell is going on here? And when will she have that conversation with Todd and Kandi about leaving work for a whole month? I want to know how much pull does she have for that. So she wants to know, will you be able to not see anybody, not talk to anybody, not try to date anybody while I'm gone? He said, I can handle that. So you my man, you my girlfriend, we together. Oh, okay, they all kissing and hugging and stuff, all that stuff. I said, fine, whatever. They're declaring their love, and I said this is definitely favoritism because Brandon feels like that Dom Unique and Brandon will not have to worry about not balancing their relationship and work. Okay, sure. Kandi, she's back at home with her family. We see Blaze, Kandi, Ace, Todd, Mama Joyce, and Riley. Riley is back home. She is a sophomore in NYU, and it's so nice to see her. Hey, Riley girl. So basically, Todd wants everybody, including the kids, to carry on the tradition of having the restaurant down the family. He wants it to be a family restaurant down the line of generations. But everybody got their own dreams. Riley wants to be a lawyer. Kayla wants to be in production. But Ace wants to be a restaurant owner. It's all good and everything, but it's more than just owning a restaurant. You have to know the ins and outs of being in a restaurant. And Mama Joyce tells him, listen, at the end of the day, I work inside the restaurant. I'll be in the kitchen with them guys, and they work every day. They work super hard, and you need to understand how hard they work. He said, what you mean? I ain't got to be in the kitchen to understand how a restaurant works. You actually do. You need to know the ins and outs about how everything goes. You do. He said he doesn't believe that's not how you learn. That is how you learn. You don't learn unless you do things. You cannot dabble in something that you don't really know anything about. So then Mama Joyce is mad. She said basically she works in the kitchen with the guys. She knows how hard they work. And that Todd has never been in the kitchen with them. He's never. And that's one of the reasons why I can't stand Todd. I can't stand him. Aunt Bertha was like, girl, stop that. And half of Atlanta don't like him neither. Who said that? Who almost half of Atlanta said they don't like Todd. It's just you, Mama Joyce. You have never liked Todd from the beginning. Never liked him. I feel like, girl, when you gonna let it go? Probably not, since this upcoming season of Housewives of Atlanta. We got the whole, we're back in between Todd and Mama Joyce. We got that going back again. I'm so excited. Everybody's going back and forth. We're telling Todd he needs to understand, because you always nitpick on things, but you don't know how things work. Kandi will say, I will host, I have served, I got no problem with it. You think that you can know everything, but don't actually know how to do it. Riley feels like, well, in the day, there's always bad reviews, and who does it fall onto? Her. But Kayla said, don't come at my daddy. It doesn't always have to be on him, you know. It's just like, God damn. But to me, Todd, you do need to know the ins and outs of what it means to work in a restaurant. You just telling people doesn't work anything. Because, like, it annoyed me when a boss always tried to tell other people how to do their jobs, but if you don't know how to do it yourself, you don't have no leg to stand on. And he would definitely avoid at any means necessary to do it. And I'm like, you can go to bed. Todd, good night. Good night, Todd. That's because you want to have all these restaurants, which is a nice dream to have. You need to know how they fucking work. Hell, you still haven't bought a generator. You don't think a generator is something you should learn how to buy and learn how to use in case things like this happens? And if there is a chef who is out of commission, there should be somebody else who have learned how to cook the meals so they can come out the same. Ugh. Good night. Anyway, we're at the team building exercise. Everybody's coming in, trying to figure out how this is going to go. There'll be two teams. We got Team Todd and Team Kandi. Don Juan is Team Todd. Philip is Team Kandi. So while everybody is arriving, where am I at? Yeah. So everybody's arriving from town hall meeting, and I also see a few of the workers that were expressing their concerns. I didn't get their names. Then while they're waiting for the game to start, we see Philip and Dominique have a conversation. No. Dom, Unique, and Brandon have a conversation. He's asking her how was her gym. I think my gym's cool. It's lit. Yeah, it's lit. I mean, when we woke up at 5 this morning, I just got right up. I was like, go to bed. And I was with Brian. She said, oh my God, why did he say we woke up together? Why did he say he was sleeping at my place? Brian was like, Dominique, you can flex. You can pretend all you want to. We know y'all together. Y'all can just stop it. And I'm with Brian. Just stop it. Y'all together. Move on. So everybody rides. The referees are the ants. It looks so much fun. And everybody wants to know, is there a prize? Are we winning something? They said, what about learning how to move together as a team? No. So the winning team gets $700, $100 per person. But if the other team loses, Todd has to work in the restaurant for the day. I was like, oh, shoot. Yeah, it go down one. You do want us to make the food and everybody eats it, right? Because it's not going to work. Remember, the food might come out cold. It might come out hard. Don't do that. So, we're picking the teams. On Candy's team, you got Philip, Todd, Chandrika, Torin, and I forgot. It was somebody else there. But when Brian was about to come to the team to get his flag, he jokingly asked Kandi, you going to give it to me? Philip had his hand out and dropped the bandana. I said, you such an asshole. Asshole. They played tug of war for the first game. I said, y'all better use a Squid Game strategy. Make sure someone who's strongest is on the end of the rope. Y'all on opposite sides. Pull back. Don't let go. And then pull. I'm like, y'all gonna win. They got this in the bag. Nope. Melvin couldn't hold everybody. And Kandi was sliding across the floor. Brandon must have gotten some rope burns. So Todd's team won. The next activity was the Inchworm Relay. So you're crawling on the floor with your hands behind your back to get to the next person until the next person goes to the end of the aisle, the end of the line. But the girls ain't getting down on the floor. And Mama Joy said, if I can do it, y'all can do it. She gets down on the floor. And Mama Joy is crawling. I was in tears in this scene. I have rewinded more than once because it was so funny. And Brian in the side-by-side comparison, how she was flopping on the floor like a fish out of water. Oh my God, that was so funny to me. She said, like a fish out of water. Please throw her back into the ocean. I got a visitor. Oh, no, 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 no. And don't cry. And look at you, already smiling. You funny. So basically, that was super funny. So everybody gets in line, and right now this is the final race of Hey y'all, I'm back. So basically, after Kandi's team won the relay race, it's a tie, 1-1. So the final race is the expedited, which is Juan'S favorite challenge. This is also a key factor in working in the restaurant business. When it comes to giving orders and when it comes to relaying orders and having it be, executed correctly, especially for cooks. Especially for cooks, because you got to understand when it comes to giving the ticket to the cook has to make the food. The expediter comes in, checks the food, make sure it's the right meal for the right ticket. It looks good, smells good. Put it to the server, feed the people. Where am I at? Right. So, yep. So basically, we got Torn, Philip, and Brian on Kandi's team being expedited. Kandi will be the expediter, and she did really good. Guided everybody clear, precise, and it made it 1 minute 46 seconds. For Ty's team, we had Juan being the expediter, and we had the servers that I don't know their names, and it ended with Patrick giving them the food. Same thing. They did it very clear, very direct, 1 minute 46 seconds. So the entire team was a tie. But throughout the scene, I see Mama Joyce, Aunt Bertha, Aunt Nora, and they're commentating, complaining about their food being on the floor, being presented to them. Bertha trying to give Patrick the direction. She said, "No, don't do that. Don't tell him. Don't tell him." She said, "Don't tell me to shut up. Don't do that." And it was all pretty much a fun thing because it was so much fun. It was so much fun seeing them go back and forth. It was hilarious to me. But it was really good time. Chandrika also mentioned that throughout this, she can see Philip loosening up, and it's really nice to see. Philip also admitted that him and Torn kind of got into a common ground. It was nice, but he still doesn't know where Brian lies. He still doesn't know. So, since it was a tie, nobody else won, nobody else lost. It was a tie. So everybody gets $100. Bertha Nora was like, "Are they gonna give us $100?" No, I bet not. I don't think so. So the team building exercises was a success. It worked. So we're back at the OLG restaurant. It is now a private meeting between Brian, Philip, and Brandon. Now, the first time I did this, it wasn't so private. So they actually found a secluded place to do it, which I enjoyed. Basically, wanted to know why was Brian suspended. I still know why Brian was suspended. Brandon said it was him talking back. And it felt like you had a sense of lack of authority towards me. But he said 8 months ago when I wasn't here, I thought everything was cool. I thought it was fine. I guess when I came back, things were new and I did not want to fall in line with that. But he also said, Brandon, when you were here 8 months ago, you were good. You were cool. So you are back. There are write-ups put in place. You have 1. If you get 3, you're out. Philip takes accountability and says that his demeanor, the way that he came off, did not help the situation at all. I was just trying to see where things can go, and it took it too far. Brian said the same thing. I did the same thing. I apologize for how I came off. It wasn't cool. It wasn't right. I was like, okay, Philip, I see you. Taking accountability. I see that. Brian always likes when people take accountability because at the end of the day, that's all I can do. Because while you want me to do better, I want you to do better too. And I think this was, a great stepping stone for Brian and Phillips to move forward. And I enjoyed it. It was nice. That was pretty much it, y'all. That was the end of the episode. Next episode, I think it's going to be really good. But that's it, you guys. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.